we're doing today is basically making an announcement of some of the investments we're going to be making in the Father Hart Bridge, and also working with the legislature, with Angelo and Mike Rush, and working some of the money that's been, I believe there's a bond bill working on getting some of that money allocated here. I think this has been a traffic problem for a while, and finally we're bringing out MassDOT and the city together to work on a solution to make some quick investments, but also long-term investments that are going to help traffic flow for the community. I think that's really been the biggest thing. And I've heard from Representative Scaccia and City Councilor McCarthy and Senator Rush a lot to talk about, is there a way for us to all get together? We had a meeting in the office about 3 or 4 months ago with Dave McNulty and Gina. And we said, is there a way for us to get everyone in the same room so we don't have this, that's the state, that's the city, this is this, that's this, and we're all together here today to come up with some improvements. So I'm going to pass over to Gina Fiandaca real quickly to talk about what's going to happen here, and then open up for questions.
Thank you so much for being here. I really want to thank Dave and introduce Bill Conroy, who's been our project manager on this, who really pulled together all of the resources on the MBTA side and on the state side to identify exactly what safety improvements need to be made out here, and how can we put them all under one umbrella and connect some traffic signals to our traffic management center. So Bill, why don't you explain kind of what we're looking at here?
Okay. And I want to thank everybody for coming out today, and I want to thank the mayor. I really, this is going to be such a huge improvement for this part of Hyde Park. Right now, where we're standing here at Reedville, excuse me, as far as where we're standing here today, we're on Milton Street. We're going to signalize both sides of this intersection. Today, right now, they're unsignalized. We're going to take the geometry of the Hyde Park side of the intersection and bring it closer together to make it safer for pedestrians as well as vehicular traffic. And we're also going to improve the improvements on the Walcott Square, where the bus stop will be relocated to Prescott Street. Now the buses will exit on their own signal and be able to go back Hyde Park Ave. With these improvements, we'll be helping the level of service, which is a traffic term of the area. It's not going to be a level of service A, but right now it's about it's an F, or even far worse than an F today. So during the heightened PM and AM peak, it'll be about a service of C or D or better. And as far as these signals are concerned, the City of Boston will own and operate all of these signals, and as well as we'll connect these signals back through a fiber of the MBTA tracks, which will go all the way back to 225 High Street, and that would be the MBTA's headquarters, and then the signal's gone back to the Traffic Management Center at the City of Boston, where we will be able to operate these signals for signal timing and phasing.
So the important parts of this plan are really that we have 2 intersections here that are really unsafe, that were not signalized. So they will be signalized, and everything will work together to communicate back to our traffic management center. And of course the improvements down to Walcott Square, which is really a huge pedestrian safety issue down in this area. So bus stop relocation and pavement refreshing and crosswalk installations.
It's about $1.5 million for the city side. And I want to thank MassDOT as well for their partnership here, and as we work together to move, I think people in the neighborhood will see a big improvement here when it comes to traffic and moving traffic along.
I wanted to say that we've just been joined by Jeff Bonneville, who is the operations director for the MBTA, who's been a great partner in this, helping all of us. Jeff.
Hey, how are you?
Great, how are you? Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, I just want to quickly thank the mayor and the senator and the rep, but I also want to thank MassDOT for really stepping up. And we were talking earlier before we started about the new relationship that we have with MassDOT. And somebody who came from Public Works, I can tell you that that relationship wasn't always that great. We seem to be working a lot better in the last couple of years, and we certainly appreciate that. As somebody who lives in Reedville, was raised in Reedville, haven't been here as long as Angelo Scaccia, but who has? But you know, we're looking at this section of Hyde Park, and it truly is a cut through. and people are getting wayfaring devices and taking them off the highway, and they're cutting through Milton, they're cutting through Hyde Park and Reedville, and this is a traffic nightmare, as we know, in the morning and in the afternoon. And we may not be able to fix this problem to perfection, but we're certainly going to make a positive impact on what we're seeing now. And regardless of what happens with the land around here, this is something that needs to be addressed, regardless if not a single home gets built again in Reedville. And this is something that we've stepped forward, and this has been a problem over the last decade or so, and I'm very proud to say that we're going to be addressing it this year. So again, I want to thank the mayor and MassDOT and the state for their work on a very important quality of life issue for our residents at Hyde Park.
I just want to thank the Dean and the City Councilor McCarthy and Dean Scaccia for being at the forefront of this issue for many years. But I want to thank the mayor and his leadership for making this happen. The mayor has pledged a quality of life for every citizen of Boston. That's exactly what this issue is, because it's a quality of life issue, and the sooner this gets done, it'll greatly improve the neighborhood and make people much happier, because anyone who comes through here during rush hour knows that it's backed all the way back to Neponset Valley Parkway on many days. So this will be huge improvement in quality of life of the neighborhood. So thank you, Mayor, for your leadership.
I don't know if the T or MassDOT want to say that.
Sure, no, absolutely. I think that this is a very exciting project, and again, we want to thank the mayor and the city of Boston for this continued partnership, as City Councilor was just mentioning, and certainly improvements that we have to transportation in this particular area is an improvement not only to the residents but also to our customers, and not only are served by this area but other areas as well. So thank you.
Any questions? Questions?
Just about 6 weeks ago, Mayor Walsh released Go Boston 2030, which is the city's long-term action plan for transportation and mobility. And what we heard from our residents is that they want safer neighborhoods, they want access to great public transit, and they want their neighborhoods to feel like the public realm is within their neighborhoods with open green space. And so this is particularly consistent with Go Boston 2030. We've heard that we're making improvements to not only the public transit system, but also access to great streets and improving the neighborhood walkability.
And I want to thank Frank Garibaldi from the neighborhood. We had a brief conversation, if you want to say something, Frank, but talked about potential development coming here. But even without any new development, this neighborhood is already overburdened with traffic. So it's important that the community understands this. I don't know if you want to say anything.
We have some major projects and this will clear the way for a better infrastructure to support whatever projects are coming down the road. We have the Yard 5 over here. You'll see more traffic than ever coming through here. We're going to have possibly development over there and possibly development over there. So you have to take care of your infrastructure before you do anything else. So I appreciate that, Mr. Mayor.
Slow down on those developments.
Pardon?
Slow down on those developments. I'm not concerned about 2030. I'm concerned about 2017. And I am so happy that you came out here to do what you're going to do for the citizens here. I wish you well. This is like the feeding of the 5,000. If you can perform this, Mr. Mayor, you've performed a miracle, let me tell you. I've lived, I'm 2/10 of a mile away from the bridge, and it's a nightmare. It's been a nightmare. It gets worse and worse with each year. So I hope, with the participation of the city and the state, that we can solve this maybe 20–30%. And let people live a life around here that they can't do now. And I thank MassDOT. They've been fantastic forever and ever. MBTA, we like to talk to you a little later on. But MassDOT, we're very pleased with you, and hopefully we're going to build that bridge, and maybe I was here when the bridge was 2 lanes. It was wood, and no trucks could come over the bridge. I want to go back 44 years to the 2 lanes, okay? But we're in the future now, and we've talked about 2030, and we're on our way. But again, I'm most concerned with 2017 because I hope my bell stays there until 2030. Okay? God bless you.
Thank you.
That's not a political picture, is it?
No, it's all right. I won't be there 2030.
I will.
You will. Listen, thank you very much, everyone, and
What am I doing?
appreciate it.